Afternoon, teacher.
Okay, very good afternoon. Yeah. So today I'm going to teach you a history subject. In that history subject, I have brought you some interesting topic. In that interesting topic, what is that topic? Before starting off my topic, I just want you to answer some of the questions. Okay. In the previous, what study brought us as relative to our past? Nikhil Salmarkar, can you answer my question?
Yes, teacher. Teacher, what? Can you repeat the question?
What the things we can connect with our past?
Teacher, manuscripts and manuscripts,
Yes,
inscription,
very good,
manuscripts, inscriptions, coins,
very good.
plus
Okay, good,
proofs.
very good, Nikhil. Now, these are inscriptions, coins, manuscripts. What are these? This is the part of the sources of history. So, today we are going to learn about the topic which name is sources of history. So, students, do you know who has taken lots of effort to brought these sources of history? Who is that person who bring us for the information? Yeah, Ankit?
Teacher, historians.
Yeah, very good, Ankit. Historian is a person who keeps us connecting with the past things. That person has taken a lot of effort for us. To know more about the sources of history, we will connect some video over here. Okay, let's start.
Imagine you are reading a gripping detective comic. The suspense is high. Suddenly, the story continues in a different language. Or imagine some portions of the book are simply blank or missing. You would keep wondering about what happened next. That's what happens when historians try to record history. They get incomplete bits and pieces of information from various sources, such as a faded coin, a surviving page of a manuscript, or a monument in ruins. Historians combine information from these diverse sources to tell an accurate story of the past. Luckily, paper was increasingly used for writing during the medieval period, giving us far more direct literary sources of information for this period than for earlier ages.
Okay, here, Harshita, have you seen this video? What that girl was doing over there?
The girl was reading a book.
Okay, what is the name of the book? It is given over there. It's a
She was reading a book of historical.
that comic that comic book was talking about some stories, and that girl was busy with that story. Suddenly what happened, that story came to in a different language, and the pages of the story has been turned off. That story was been incomplete. Who brought those information? Who collect those incomplete informations? Yashnar, who collects those incomplete information for us?
Teacher, historians.
Yeah, very good. Historian is the person who connect those incomplete information for us to give a complete idea about it. Now let's see what that historian has done for us.
engravings on rocks or temple walls, inscriptions on coins, memoirs, and other manuscripts were often created in the past for the purpose of sharing information. Manuscripts and documents that provided important information were even collected and placed in libraries and archives for wider use. However, not all sources of history were created for sharing information. For instance, paintings and sculptures were created for artistic self-expression. Some artworks were meant to please the kings. Jewelry was made to be worn. Coins were meant to be money. Elaborate cave structures were probably carved by monks who wanted to live in them. But to a
Okay.
historian,
Now,
all these creations form precious sources of information.
okay. Now, Ankit, can you say me what this historian person is doing over here?
Teacher, historian person is searching ancient things like coins,
Yeah,
sculptures, paintings, jewelry,
very good.
and all.
Yeah. But have you noticed, everyone, that students, that person is noticing each thing very carefully.
Yes,
He
yes,
used to
teacher.
see, yeah, he used to see the picture of the sculptures. He used to see the person who has made these sculptures, whether that person is happy or sad. If you will see the pictures carefully, you will know the creative person who is creating this picture is meant to be happy or a sad person. Now, Rudra, can you tell me what kind of ornaments is shown over here?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher, coin, jewelries,
Hmm?
photo, pictures.
Okay. Now here there is one ornaments picture is there. It is a gold, silver or a copper.
Yes.
Okay. It is considered to be a gold. As you can see in the picture, it is a gold coloring of the shade. It means at that time of the period, the gold has been considered to be a more valuable and the usable things. Okay, now let's see what the next that historian do for us.
Historians study a variety of sources from a variety of angles. For instance, when they study coins of an earlier age, they don't just read what is written, but also what is not written. Apart from names and dates engraved on the coin, they may look at what metal the coin is made of, its shape and weight, and where it was found. All these things put together reveal a lot of information about the period in which the coin was used. However, the historians never rely on any one source. They look for supporting information from other sources as well. For instance, they might look for supporting information in the sculptures and monuments of the same period. Sculptures like this provide vast information about commerce, religion, art, local traditions, and the kings who would have typically commissioned them. A historian may also look for references to the coin in written accounts of that time. Written accounts of foreign travelers often provide a neutral and unbiased picture of the events of a period. Thus, information from several sources is brought together to understand the history of a given period. If you're looking for history, look carefully, because a quiet painting, a forgotten coin, or a broken statue might be trying to tell you something more than you can see.
Okay, now over here, now you have seen that historian has collected small detailed information from those small pieces of the papers or from coins or from jewelries. He used to collect the scriptures or inscriptions. Why? Because he wanted to pass the information about the period of those the people used to stay under the rulers, whether those period the peoples were happy or sad by the creation of their painting, by the creation of their sculptures, by the creations of their jewelries. We can come to know about those period of the people, whether they are happy or sad. Now, Dhanashree, have you seen in where they have loaded these sources of history? Where? Where they have kept in the last you have seen that they have collected all those sources and kept in one place. Because of that, we
The
are
library.
connected to others. Yeah. Yeah, Harshita,
library.
can you? Okay. Yeah, it is collected in a book.
History book.
Because of that book, we are learning. We are learning about the history. Now here, the history has divided in the further three groups. You know, children, the history further divided in the three groups. What are that three groups? That is the ancient period, medieval period, and the modern period. Now let's see how this historian used to divide those things and which from which year they have divided. Let's see in this next video about over here.
Historians have divided the study of history in three broad periods: ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. The transition from one period to the other is marked by major progressive changes in the political, social, religious, and economic conditions of a particular country or place. For India, most historians mark the period before 700 as the early or the ancient period, the years 700 to 1750 as the medieval period, and the years 1750 to the present as the modern period. However, the time period of each age may not be the same for every country or place. For instance, the medieval period in India began from the 8th century, while in
Okay,
Europe,
over
the
here
medieval
you have
period is
seen.
believed to have
Okay, here you have seen that these people, these historian people, have divided the history in the three groups. Now, what three groups they have divided? They have divided the ancient period, medieval period, and the modern period. The ancient period include which era? Can Ankit, do you know what is the ancient period of history?
Teacher, ancient period means many years ago. Teacher means it is very old.
Okay,
Ancient
old. In that, what civilization you can include?
teacher Harappa.
Very good. Ancient period include the Harappan civilizations. Okay, in that the Vedic also included. Now, over here in the medieval period, in this medieval period, we are connected towards the two groups, early medieval period and the later medieval periods. Now, after that, next is the last one is the modern period. Now, this modern period is about your 8th standard, which you are going to study in the further class. Now, over here, let's know about the medieval period, what the historian has done for us. Let's see.
Started in the 5th century. In India, the period from 8th to 18th century is classified as the medieval period. The medieval history of India is further divided into early medieval and later medieval. The early medieval India is the period between the 8th and 12th centuries, marked by the emergence of several dynasties in the Indian subcontinent. While the Gurjar Pratiharas, the Chahmanas or Chauhans, the Chandelas, the Parmars and the Palas were some of the key Rajput dynasties in parts of north and central India, the Rashtrakutas, Cholas, Cheras and the Pandyas were the prominent dynasties in the south. The later medieval period refers to the period when the Delhi Sultanate was established in around the 13th century up to the fall of the Mughal Empire until the 18th century. But how do we get this information? A lot of available archaeological and literary sources have helped us to know about the medieval history of India. Let us learn more about them. Click on each tab to learn more. Archaeological sources like the monuments, coins, and inscriptions help in reconstructing the past, particularly when literary sources are not available. Coins reveal information about the rulers, geography, politics, economy, and even the religion practiced during the concerned period. The architectural features such as structure, design, and materials used tell us about the geographical features of the area, availability of materials, and the influence of culture in the period. Inscriptions found on various surfaces also have a role to play in capturing key elements of the period.
Okay, now you have seen that historian has divided the history in a medieval history in a two groups, early medieval period and later medieval period. In that early medieval period, there were the invention of many dynasty. Can you name any two dynasties, Sairam Patkar? Which two dynasty can be there in
Yes,
early
teacher.
medieval? Yeah,
Pandya dynasty and Nalanda dynasty.
okay. Pandya and there is will be a Chola dynasty. Okay. Nalanda is the university. Okay. Now over here, let's come up with the next thing. In the later on medieval period, there were the entry of Delhi Sultanates. Now Delhi Sultanates means the period of the Mughals. This Mughal used to come. Now, if the Mughals are coming, means what? They are bringing something with them. If they are coming, means they are bringing their cultures, they are bringing their uh, accounts of their informations, they are bringing each and everything, such things they are bringing. Now, over here, again, the period has been divided into two groups. What kind of period? They have divided the sources in the two groups, that is, archaeological sources as well as the literary sources. Now over here in archaeological sources, they have talked about many inscriptions about the wall, cave and the rock inscriptions, as you can see on my screen. Now to study this inscription, can it easy, Yashnar, to study such inscription?
So
Rudra,
yes.
okay. Can it is easy to study such inscription given on wall, rock or cave?
No.
No, it is not very much easy. Then who help us to do such things? The
Historian.
person who connects us. Yeah, historian. Yeah, very good. Now the next is,
Historian.
yeah, very good. Now the next is literary sources. Let's see what they have given in these literary sources.
Literary works such as autobiographies, memoirs, court chronicles help us explore medieval Indian history and develop in us a fair understanding of eras gone by. Writings on palm leaves and birch bark have provided for great variety of literary sources of medieval history. Popular literary works such as Jayadev's Gita Govinda and Somadev's Katha Sarita Sagara emerged during the early medieval period. From the 13th century, paper was used for writing, giving us far more direct literary sources of information for this period than for earlier ages. During the medieval period, people often recorded their experiences with a historical icon or a personality in the form of a memoir. Such memoirs threw light on various aspects of the personality of the person on whom the memoir was written. Some people also recorded history in the form of court chronicles. Raja Tarangini by Kalhana is one of the earliest court chronicles that describes the history of the kings of Kashmir in the verse form. Travelers who visited other countries often put down their experiences in the form of travelogues. These also acted as an important literary source. Tehkeek-e-Hind or Kitab-ul-Hind, written by Al-Biruni, a contemporary of Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni, remains one of the popular foreigners' accounts of India. During the medieval period, the Mughal rulers wrote autobiographies about their lives, government, and other important events. Babar's Babarnama and Jahangir's Tazak-e-Jahangiri are among the most popular autobiographies of the period.
Okay, now you have seen the literary sources. Now these literary sources have maintained the records of it. Record means in the which form of record it is. Dhanashree, the literary sources is in which form of record? It's a oral or a material or a written form. Which form? Yeah, yes, now.
Teacher is written form.
Very good. It is mentioned in a written form of it. Now this written form they used to keep. Now you have seen memoirs has been used to wrote at those period of time. Why this memoir was used to wrote Rudragiri? What is memoirs?
Yes, teacher.
What is memoirs? Now you have seen the memoirs over here. Why they used to wrote memoirs? On whom they used to wrote? Okay, this memoir was used to wrote on the personality of a person. Okay, it used to mention the personality. Yeah, Rudra, repeat my words.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, memoir is used to
Memoir
report the
is
personality
Memoir is used to report the personality
of the person.
of the person.
Very good. Memoir is used to report the personality of the person of those period. Now here we have learned about the archaeological sources as well as the literary sources. Now the oral sources is there, but before starting of the oral sources, I'm going to summarize all those topics with the help of my PPT. Let's come up with the help of our PPT. I'm going to summarize our all topic. Yeah. So students, as you know, I have started with the sources of history. Now the sources of history. Now in that introduction, I would like to call Rehan to read this introduction.
I am not. I have just joined.
Okay, okay. Dhanashri, Sairam Patkar, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, read this introduction.
The period from the 8th century CE till the end of 18th century Common Era is considered to be medieval period of Indian history. History gives us a chronological, scientific and systematic account of past events. Individual, society, place and time are important in the study of history. History must be based on authentic evidence or proofs.
Very good. As we have learned that what is history and the introduction we have already discussed that it is started from the 8th period onwards. Now here it is said that individual, society, place and time are given a very important to be a study of the history. Now next we are going to see classify the sources of history. History has been divided in the three groups. They have divided the sources of history in the three groups, that is the material sources, written sources and oral sources. Now I would like to call Shravan Jete to read the material sources.
Yes, teacher. Material sources, physical sources, memorials, buildings, cave sculptures, inscriptions, coins, copper plates, and forts.
Very good. These are included in the material sources. Next. Now what is material sources? Ankit, what is given in the material sources?
Yes, teacher. Forts, memorials, and buildings. Hello.
Yeah, Ankit, what is given in the material sources?
Teacher, in material sources, forts, memorials, and buildings are given.
Very good. It is included all the forts, memorial, buildings, provides insights about the period, give us idea about the development, architectures, and the quality of art, economic conditions, standard of living of the people in a particular period. That is include a Virgal. Okay. Now the next, yeah, Nikhil.
Yes, teacher.
Read this coin.
Yes, teacher. Coins. From the coins, we learn about the rulers, their periods, governance, religious ideas, and personal details. We also learn about the financial transaction and in economic condition. Progress of metallurgy, religious coordination, and language of that period.
Very good. Now here this is about the coins. They have given lots of description about the coins, why they have used, what they have used, what is the reason behind it, everything they have given. Now the next we will move further. Now the inscriptions. Okay, Zahir, read this about the inscriptions.
Okay, teacher. Inscription. An inscription is a carving on a stone or a wall. It is a reliable source as it helps us to understand the language, script, and social life at a period. Second point, inscriptions such as royal edicts, verdicts are inscribed on copper plates.
Very good. Now, inscription already I said it is given in a different language, and to know about it, the historian used to help us to know about the script, about the language, about their social life. It is also mentioned in that inscription also. Okay. Now the next. It is about the copper plate. As you can see, they have given a small carving on this copper plate. They have given a main creature pictures over there. Okay. Next. Now we are coming over about the written sources. Now, what is about the written sources? Written sources is about the document proceeding in the royal courts, judicial verdict, correspondence, dispatch, thesis, biography, travelogue, chronicles like Tariq and Tariq. Wakas are written in the sources of medieval period. Already we have learned in the literary sources that they used to maintain the biography, kitabe, and all those tariq they used to maintain in their literature of the book. Now, who used to take care of this? Who used to be over here? Why they used to maintain this record? Because they want to know about the person who has visited. Next, let's see what is there. Yeah, here you can see. Harshita, read this written sources.
Okay. Written sources. Documents of proceedings in the courts of kings. Judicial verdicts orders. Generational Sakavali territories biographies. Correspondence dispatches. Tribunals of fortune travelers. Coronarics traffic.
Very good. Now here is the systematically it is divided how the written sources has been divided. In what purpose they have used. You can see a number of purpose they have given. Almost 6 purpose they have you have seen over here. Now let's see each one by one over here. Yeah, travelogue for foreign traveler. Now in this picture, as you can see, a foreign persons are visiting towards in the part of India, and why they are visiting, what is the reason of their visit, they used to mention in the travelogue. Now here in this travelogue book, the foreign travelers has been mentioned over here. Okay, next. Thesis and the biography. Now, the thesis and the biography is about the ruler, the person who has ruled, and the person who was ruling under those person. They used to maintain the record of this. For example, here in the second point they have given, they used to maintain the Babur biographies. Okay, why they used to maintain? Because to mention their qualities, their experience of their journey from the era, what they have done, why they have done, what is the reason behind it, they used to mention in their biographies of the book. Okay, next. Chronicle Tariq. Now, what is the Chronicle Tariq? The Chronicle Tariq is talks about the sequence wise, the sequence, what it is, why it is, how it is. It happens in the sequence. They used to maintain in the chronicles orders. They help us to understand about the contemporary political happening, language, culture, and the life social condition of those periods. Okay, the changes you can see from the ancient till now modern. Now you can see from which century we are learning. We are learning about today we are learning about the 8th century and the 13th century of the books. In our 21st century, you can see what are the difference you can find. How the people used to stay in those period of time and what difference what we are enjoying and what technical life we are living. Now, if we will think, if we will compare, it is in a chronicle way. Okay, next. Now here is the main part came, the last part that is of our topic is the oral sources. Now oral sources. Now here I will call Rudragiri to read what is the oral sources over here they have divided.
Yes, teacher. Oral source. Folk songs, Gita, sloks, abhyans, abhyans, poets, provides, legends. So what is this?
Myths. Okay, folk songs, gatha, slokas, abhangas, povadas, proverbs, legends, and myths. These are the division of the Oral sources. Let's see what is they have given over there. Oral sources. Oral sources, they have repeated the same point over here, that it is including folk songs, gathas, slokas, abhangas, povadas, proverbs, legends, myths, ovis, and the oral sources. We understand the aspect of folk life through the literature passed from the generation to generation. Now, if we talk about the Maharashtrian people, they used to perform a lavani. Why? Because it's related to their religion, their cultures, their traditions. And what I am a European person. Now, what I'm doing, if I just attract to that that culture, what I will do, I will used to follow. Why? Because I'm staying in the diversity of the country where I used to see a different culture, traditions, and all those different festivals. Yeah, the next. Here you can see the folk song performance. Next. Miss, next slides. Folk tales, the story talking, povadas, yeah. Next, proverbs. Proverbs, learning is not a product, it is given over there. What? The rewriting of history now. Now, the rewriting of history means the historian person keeps on researching each and every time. They keeps on learning. They keeps on doing their best again and again to recall about to learn more about the history. History need to be in a rewriting accordingly. They used to keep on rewriting. Next, last. Evaluating the sources of history, it should be evaluated on the basis of that. It should not be fake. It should not be like the people should understand what are the given about the history. After this, now every critical thing should be analyzed, that it should be proved. Now, hope so everyone have understood about the history of my topic. Now here, I just wanted you to ask you some few questions. Hardly 2 to 3 questions I'm going to ask you. Be ready, everyone. The first question goes to Harshita. Who collects the manuscript?
Rulers.
Okay, very good. Rulers and
Monasteries.
okay, very good. Rulers is the right answer here. Very good. Next questions. Ankit, next question goes to you.
Yes, teacher. Where are historical documents and manuscripts stored?
Where they used to store?
Teacher, this.
Say option number. Okay.
Teacher, this storage.
No. I
Not the
don't
art
think.
gallery, sorry,
Yeah.
art gallery. I forgot, sorry.
Teacher, can
Uh-huh.
I tell
Archive.
Harshita?
Yeah, Harshita.
Teacher, C
Okay.
option. Shabi.
Very good. Very
Maybe
good. Very good.